In the last class, we just started with filters. I'll quickly go through that. So filter is nothing but in general, we may have a lot of records, right? We may have a lot of data. Okay. So let's say if you are going to showcase like year-wise sales. So we do have 4 years of data, and we may have multiple, like we may have more number of years. But in general, let's say I want to consider only like 2019 and 2020 data. So you can just right click on or click on this drop down. You have an option called as show filter. Okay. So basically that show filter is also called as quick filter. So show filter is also called as quick filter because before 9.2 version, that naming convention is called as quick filter. And in general, we are following the same naming convention like quick filter. Okay. So quick filter is nothing but a user have a flexibility to select some part of data. So they can select they can filter out unwanted data, and they can choose whatever they required, like whatever the analysis they want to do. So they can choose those filters even in e-commerce websites or e-commerce, right? So in any of the, let's say amazon.in or amazon.com, sorry. So in general, if you want to purchase a mobile, you have a flexibility, right? You can choose a brand, you can choose the price, the configuration, right? And even you can choose the price range. Similarly for sales, let's say click on this drop down, show filter. You have a slider, you can see you have a slider where you can select the range. Let's say have category wise sales, have category wise sales here. And I can choose a range, like let's say I want to display the sales range from 100K to or more than 100K. I can easily, like I can filter out, let me sort it out so that you can see I'm getting from 100K to 300K or 330K, correct? So I'll showcase all these individual options. That's what we have, like individual filters on dimension, measure, and date. So we'll go through each and every step here. But quick filter is nothing but a user can user can interact with that particular data, and even he can filter out some part of data, unwanted data. We may have lot of records. Let's say I do have lot of products here, and to do analysis on top of these products, it will be very tough, right? Now it's I do have a lot of products. So now in this case, you can simply you can select, you can use slider to select some part of data. Let's say I do have sales range from 2 to 61K, around 61.6, right? And when you filter out, let's say I want to filter out greater than 10K, you can apply the filter. You can use a slider or you can type in. That's a flexibility for the price range or sales range, or you can use a slider. So whatever the data you want to filter out, right, you can choose the filter, and you can see the product names, the sales range from 16,000 to 61,000, correct? So what I mean to say is you have a flexibility to choose the filter condition on the fly. That is what on the fly, in the sense you have a flexibility to select the data. Let's say I do have 4 years of data. So here we have order date. Let's drag and drop order date into columns. I have 4 years of data here. Now, if I want to go for only like one particular year at a time, I want to do some analysis, 2019 or 2020. I want to compare these two at a time, like 2019 and 2020. You can select these 2 years. Let's say I want to compare with 2018 and 2019, or I want to compare with 17 and 18, something like this. I don't want to get confusion over three measures. For now, at least I can select these two, and I will just check the results like how it is. So in 2017 you can see shades value is more, but 2018 it is less when you compare with 2017, correct? So that is what you can compare the data and you can just do some analysis. So that's what the quick filter. So users have a flexibility to select or unselect some part of data. Okay. Here we have multiple options. Like let's say I'm going to click on this drop down and I want to use subcategory as a filter. And I want to select region, show filter. I can use n number of filters. Let's say I want to use segment. And even if you want to go for some customers, I have a lot of filters here, right? You can see I have year, sales, subcategory, region, segment, customer name, correct? So in this case, if you want to order properly, align properly, let's say I have a lot of customers here, and this is segment, region, subcategory, sales, and year. So let's go for presentation mode. Now you can see for segment, I can select region, and for subcategory, you're getting a scroll bar. And some of sales you can provide minimum value, maximum value, and I have year filter. Even I can also select some part of customers, correct? But when you look into this data, when you look into this report, there is like at least 1/4 of the space we are wasting for filters. You understand, right? So why should we waste this much of space for the filters? Okay, so do not waste more space, because we may include multiple reports in the dashboard. This is a sheet, but in dashboard, let's say if you're working on multiple sheets, you don't waste space for filters. Okay, so the best possible way is, if you are going for multi-selection, let's say if you want to select multiple customers, right, you can unselect and select. So this is a multi-selection check boxes, correct? So don't use list, whether it is a single value list, whether it is a multiple values list. Don't go for list of values. Rarely we are going to use list. If you don't have more number of filters, rarely we will use list. If it is a single selection, you can use a single value list. If it is a multi selection, you can use multiple values list. But what I mean to say is, don't go for list of values, because it will waste more space. So you have an option to go for single value drop down, or you can go for multiple values drop down. If it is a single selection, you can prefer single value drop down. If you feel that it is a multi selection, you can go for multiple values drop down. Let's say I want to select the customers, right? The customer names, at least the name with Adam, right? You can type in Adam, search for Adam. And now I can see like the customer name starts with Adam. So I can select only these customers, right? First unselect all. And if you want to select the customer name Adam, select Adam and select the checkboxes 3. So these are the customers information related to Adam. Okay. So if you want to select multiple values, let's say I want to search for John. Now there are few customers with John, right? The naming convention starts with John. So I want to showcase only the customer names starts with John sales information. So this is what the customer name John's information. So what I mean to say is, if it is, let's put aside about the naming conventions and all those things. I'll showcase that in the next concept, filters on dimensions. That's interesting one. But what I mean to say is, If it is a single selection, use single value list. Let's say I want to go for only 1 year at a time. Okay. Click on this drop down. You have single value list, right? You can select 1 year at a time, 2017, 18, 19, and 20. Or instead of doing that, why should we waste this much space? Click on this drop down. What we have an option, single value drop down. So if you have a single value drop down, right, you can see, click on this drop down and you can select. I'll come back to this, or let's go for here. Let's drop this filter here just for an understanding purpose. Now you can see you can select one at a time, 2017, 2018, 2019, and 2020. So you don't have an option to select multiple here. But you can ask, right, hey, we have an all option, right? You are selecting 17, you are selecting 18, 19. That looks good. Okay, we are able to select single selection at a time. We cannot select only 2018 and 19 or like more than one, right? But we can select all. And you are saying like how it is a single selection. You're already giving an option to go for all, how it is a single selection, right? So in that case, if you want to restrict, if you don't want to showcase all option for the users, click on this drop down, go to customize. You can see the first option, don't showcase all value. So click show all value, you can unselect. For the first time, at least you need to select 2017 or 2020 data. That's it. And it's not possible to select all the values. Clear? So this is only single selection, correct? You understand, right? And if you want to go for segment for multi-selection, go for multiple values drop down. Now you can select multiple here. For region, if you want to go for multiple values drop down, select multiple values drop down. Even for subcategory, multiple values drop down. That's it. Now you can see here, initially we have more space. We use more space for filters, but now I do feel this will give a better idea, like the presentation mode. These are all the filters. So you can select whether it is a single selection or multiple selection. At least we have all this flexibility. Clear? Or still any questions? So I'll showcase multiple options in detail, but this is what quick filter. Quick filter is user for user interactivity. A user can interact with the dashboard. They can apply the filter, or whatever the selection they want, they can choose that filter. Okay. So this is what quick filter. And in general, we do have one more concept called as data source filter. I'll showcase first. We'll go to data source and we'll come back to these. Anyhow, regularly we are going to use quick filter. Quick filter is common in all the case. Okay, that's the reason I showed initially quick filter. So I want to showcase the data source filter. What actually the data source filter? Okay, what is data source filter? So data source filter is nothing but, in general, while loading the data into Tableau, right, whether it is an Excel or MS Access database or any database, while loading the data into Tableau, if you feel there is unwanted data, if you feel that there is an unwanted data, I don't want to load that particular information in my report. Let's say I have a region. Let's take a simple example. I have region. So in this case, I don't have multiple countries. Okay, that's the reason I'm going for region. So in this case, I want to apply or I want to create this project, or our work, our job is to create reports on top of United States information, okay, US data. Anyhow, we don't have all other countries, we have only US data. In this US information, in this particular United States data, they don't want to consider East and West. You understand, right? That's an example, okay? So they don't want to consider East and West data in the project. This is purely for Central and South related regions, okay? Or let's take an example, like there are few stores for that particular project, for a business. There are the stores only present in Central and South related data, like related regions. They're not even started in East and West. Or let's say we have started, but it's not, I don't want to consider East and West data, right? Something like that. What I mean to say is this complete project is only related to Central and South. I don't want to load East and West data. Yes, I have data in the database, but I don't want to load East and West data into Tableau because it's unwanted, right? And you can say, hey, why don't we apply a quick filter and you can avoid East and West, right? That's okay. Like, even if you don't want to show this as a quick filter, this looks good so that a user can understand, okay, oh, we are showing only Central and South. That's perfect. But why should we load unwanted data? It may degrade the performance, correct? You understand the point, right? So it may degrade the performance, and it's every time we need to assign the filter and all the stuff. So that is the reason why we have a flexibility, okay? We have a flexibility to restrict the data in the data source level. In the data source level, click on add, click on add, and what is the filter we need to select? Region, click OK, and region equal to Central and South. You understand, right? So what we are saying, so you can see the proper naming convention. What I'm saying is data source filter. And when you edit this, you're getting edit data source filters. And you can see here, I used region, keep Central and South. When you load only Central and South, you should get only Central and South data. Clear? Because we restricted the data in the data source level, here is only one filter, it shows the number as well. Now let's go back to quick filter, right? When you show quick filter, how many regions you are going to see?
Two regions.
Two regions, perfect, Central and South. We don't get, because we already restricted the data in the data source level, so we don't get those extra records. That's what the point. So if you feel that, you can apply a number of filters. In one of the project, we almost used 11 filters in the data source filter. We almost added 11 filters. Let's say if you want to go for state or cities, right? Anyhow, we can select region in that region, and you can select cities. And you, let's say if you have a segment to go for only like corporate, right? You can click OK to showcase only corporate information. Any questions? Data source filter is nothing but it is used to restrict we can restrict unwanted data while loading okay. But my question is If I am going to connect to Microsoft Access, let me take that coffee chain data source, right? Let's go for coffee chain, not tutorial data. So here we can also write a SQL, right? So we can also write a SQL, select, or if you feel that, okay, hey, I'm not expertise in SQL, you can go back to data, you can convert into custom SQL. But let's put drag and drop a table, right? First, you need to drag and drop a table, then go back to data, convert into custom SQL. That's it. Okay. Now, if you want to apply the filter, what we have to do? We have to write a where clause. But let's load this data. Go back to new sheet. This is the custom SQL, and you can see what are all the markets we do have. Central is south and west, correct? Getting the point, right? So in this custom SQL location table, we have a field called as market, and we do have central is south and west. But if you want to load only central data, here when you use SQL, we have a condition called as where clause, where can tell that, hey, market equal to central. You can see here, we don't have any other markets, only central, correct? So if you double click on this, if you want to load only this central related data, you can use market equal to central.
Hey, Ramesh.
Yeah, I'm just checking it,
This
like if you have any questions or not.
so this SQL can only be found in Microsoft Access data source or even Excel as well.
No, as I said, right, so we cannot have, we don't have SQL convert to SQL for Excel. They removed actually. Initially, we have legacy connection. So
Mm-hmm.
whenever we are going to connect to Excel, we can connect directly, or we can also use legacy connection. So let's
Mm-hmm.
say when you I'll showcase where it is the option. When you click on Excel, you have this drop down, right? I think, sorry, we have this open, right? Open,
Mm-hmm.
open button, straight away open. There is no drop down for open. You have,
Mm-hmm.
we have a drop down for Excel workbook, some extension here. But
Mm-hmm.
instead of open, there is a drop down to go for open or open with legacy. They removed that option actually. So we cannot write a SQL, or we cannot convert into custom SQL for Excel.
Okay.
Clear?
So, but can you write SQL language on? Can you write SQL? What do you call it? On Excel?
No, what I mean to say is in Excel, we cannot write. There is a different criteria to go with connection of databases. That's completely different. But what I mean
Okay.
to say is when you connect, let's look into this data source. I connected to coffee chain, right? So let's say I remove this. What you're getting? New custom SQL, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when you connect any of the database, you'll get new custom SQL. That's what
Mm-hmm.
my point. Apart from Excel,
Mm.
whenever you're going to connect to any of the database, you'll get new custom SQL. Or when you drag and drop any table, you have a flexibility to convert into custom SQL. Instead of, if
Okay.
you are unable to write a SQL, this is the best option. You can convert into custom SQL. So if you get
Okay.
any confusion, like no worries, I'll explain those points again. This is
Mm-hmm.
the initial class, so I don't want to make more complex. So what I mean to say is data source filter is nothing but there might be huge data. There are a lot of countries information. But if the project is only for United States, I need to consider only US data. You understand, right? So there
Yes,
might
I
be a
do.
lot of information.
Yeah.
There are a lot of information in my database, global data, but I
Mm-hmm.
don't want to load all other information. I just want to load only US or Canada or Germany, some part of
Mm-hmm.
data, some specific countries. You can choose those countries. You can choose the year as well. Let's say if you have 30 years of data, but for
Mm-hmm.
this is just for analysis like last 10 years. I want to consider only like last 10 years of data. You can
Mm-hmm.
choose 10 years of data. You can restrict while load the data into Tableau. Okay.
Okay, makes sense.
Now we do have, interestingly, we do have filters on dimension. So let me explain that. What actually filters on dimension? This is, we are digging into in detail with whatever the quick filter we have seen, but what actually the filters on dimension? So filters on dimension, basically we have, so let's say I have subcategory wise sales. And whenever you're going to drag and drop subcategory into filter, see, like initially what we have done, right click, show filter. That's a quick filter. Anyhow, we got that in the filter editor, right? When you drag and drop, you'll get this editor, click OK. But if you want to showcase the filter, click on this drop down, show filter. Control Z, not show highlighted. Show filter, right click, show filter. But when you edit, right, you'll get more options, correct? So what are all the options? We have general, wildcard, condition, and top. Let's go back to here in filters on dimensions. So we do have this from here. We have a lot of options here. Okay, we have general, wildcard, condition, and we have top. Top, but basically we have both the options like top and bottom in general when you choose top option. So filters on dimension, whenever you're going to use a dimension, right? When you choose any dimension into filters, that's a filters on dimension. But I also named as filters on date, correct? Date column. If it is, it's date is a dimension, but if it the data type is date, then we do call it as filters on date. Okay, if the data type is purely date, then it's you understand, right? I'll tell you like what is the differentiation. Okay, but what actually filters on dimensions and what are all the options we do have is like general, wildcard, condition, and top. Okay, so we do have general, wildcard, condition, and top. So we have these options. So when you unselect some part of data, click OK. You can see I unselected accessories, appliances, art. Right click, edit filter. When you select binders, bookcases, shades, click apply. This is also reflecting in quick filter, right? You can see. So even you can select, you can edit the filter here. If you don't want to showcase as a quick filter, you can hide. You can filter out unwanted data. You can go to general and you can select some part of data and unselect some part of data. Got it, right? But mostly we'll use quick filter. But if you don't want to use as a quick filter, you can also select this, a static filter. A static filter. But in general tab, there are a couple of options here. Use all is like straight away we are going to use all the elements of subcategory, or if you want to use as a show filter, you can use that, use all. That's not a complex one. So we have select from list, but we have one more option called as custom value list. Basically, we don't prefer this kind of filter in general in real time, custom value list. You can ask why. I'll showcase the importance of custom value list, but not in filters, but we can use that in parameters in one of the case. It's interesting. But what actually custom value list is, if you know the naming convention, right? If you know the naming convention, let's say if you have accessories, appliances, art, binders, bookcases, right? So let's say if you want to filter out some part of data, you can type in art. You need to remember all these naming conventions, okay? And you are getting a plus symbol, right? Click on art, plus symbol. I added art. Let's say if you want to display chairs, click on add. So I'm able to display chairs. Tables, click add button. So whatever the data you are aware, right? You should know the naming convention. Let's say I'm not aware of all these naming convention. Let's say I know like phones, click apply, click plus button. Let's say I will type in ABC. I'm not sure whether ABC is present. Click on plus button ABC. You don't have data ABC, but at least you added here. But I don't have ABC in category, correct? So what I mean to say is, if you are aware of the naming convention, then we'll do prefer the custom value list. But instead of going for that custom list, why don't we prefer multiple values list or multiple values drop down, so that we have this complete naming convention. If you want to select few of the few of the results, you can select those subcategory values. Clear? Any questions? So we don't prefer custom value list. That's what general tab. But interestingly, so let's concentrate here. Interestingly, we do have wildcard match. This is very important. I do feel in certain cases where if you don't have proper structured data, right, it helps. Or maybe in some, like I'll give you multiple examples. Let's say I have customer by sales, correct? Have customer by sales. Now my requirement is I want to see, I want to select some of the customers. Okay, I want to select few of the customers. Yes, you have a search button, you can do that. But if you want to select, let's say if your requirement is to showcase the customer name, at least the customer name should present contains Adam, right? The customer name contains Adam. You're going to search with Adam, right? You understand? I think I applied the data source filter. There are few data is missing. I'm removing this. So what I mean to say is, let's say I do have Adam, right? So Adam, you can search. And again, you need to manually select, right? Manually select. So first unselect, and you need to manually select Adam. 1, 2, 3. The customer name starts with Adam. Okay, I'm able to fetch Adam data. correct? And let's say, as I said, I showed John, right? So let's say I unselected all, and I want to select, I want to show with the customer names with John, the naming convention, at least we should have John. So I have Johnson included John. So I need to select manually. This will become very tough. I know, like, it's, if you have to go for filter, yes, it has to be search and you need to select. But there is a very flexible option here. Okay, let me right click, edit filter. We have few of the options called as contains, starts with, ends with. What actually contains? Let's say if you type in A, how many customers we have? 793. When you type in A, contains A, that means in the customer name, if we have A, then show the result. So we are getting all the customers, almost like out of 793, we're getting 658. Similarly, I'm just an example. Let's say you can type in Adam, click enter, that's it. You don't want to search, and you don't want to select all those customers whose you want to select in the checkboxes, right? You can simply type in Adam, click enter. So I'm able to fetch some part of data, whether it is correct or not, we'll verify, right? So I'm getting Adam here, the first name, and in the fourth record, we have Adams and we do have McAdams. If you feel, okay, this is what your requirement, then that's fine. You understand, right? That's what contains. It will check whether it contains or not. There are different unstructured data. They will just search for received or pending or in progress, maybe in the text. But the keywords are very important. In that case, you can search based on the keywords. You understand, right? So interestingly, I have, as I said, John. Let me type in John. So when you type in John, I'm able to fetch 10 records. You can see the rows is 10. And this looks good. But, and if again the business comes to the development team, hey, I don't want to display all the customers with John. I should display only the customer name start with John. You understand, right? I want to display only the customer name starts with John. Now, do we have that filter? In the wildcard match starts with John. Yes, correct. Let's click apply. How it is going to change in here. So click apply, click OK. Additionally, you are getting star, John star. We have only 8 records, 8 columns, 8 records, sorry, 8 rows. And you can see we do have only the customer name starts with John. You understand, right? But what is the logic here? So you can ask, right, every time, do we need to go every time to the filter and select whether it is starts with or ends with? No. We have this flexibility. When you type in John, you're able to see 10 records here, right? Overall 10 records. When you use John star, you are eliminating couple of records because I want to know only the customer name starts with John. You understand, right? So let's say we do have a lot of records. Let's say we do have Alex and we are properly getting the data. So I want to showcase only the customer name starts with Alex. Everyone is starting with Alex, right? And do we have any other multiple records? You can tell, you can give any example, right? You can, let's say Dan, right? You can type in Dan. There are few records, right? There are few records with Daniel's, Dana, right? So here Daniel, so it start first name, start name, and you can say Brendan. So at least this is not valid because here at least we have a first name and last name. At least we have some Dan initiated. But now what I mean to say is, if you want to fetch only the customer name starts with Dan, you can use Dan star. I can see I eliminated few of the records, correct? So this is what starts with is nothing but in the wildcard match, when you use starts with, let's say John star or John, when you select John and starts with, you'll get star. Okay, John star. And let's say my requirement is I want to fetch only the customer names ends with Sun, right? Ends with Sun. So I don't think we have a naming convention called as Godson, but we have Ferguson, Johnson, Stevenson, right? Thompson, right? All these naming conventions, correct? But as I said, there are few customer names which are not ends with Sun. You can see here, there are few customer names. So you can see overall it's 44 records when you type in Sun, that is contains. But if you want to display only the customer name ends with Sun, you have to use first star, then Sun. That's it. You can see 38 records. Initially it is 44, but I'm using star because I need to ends with Sun. If it is starts with Sun, how many records? Sun star, only 2 records. But if you want to ends with Sun, star, Sun, you got the differentiation? So that's a star advantage. If you move star to the front, that will be ends with. So it's a vice versa. Ends with is like it's not ending in the star. So basically you need to remember like ends with whatever the naming convention, you can use first star and then you can type in. Clear all? Any questions? Please let me know if you have any questions. In the wildcard match, we have contains, starts with, and ends with. Correct? So if needed, I'll use John star, which is starts with wildcard match. Starts with John. And let me duplicate this. And let me use ends with Sun, right? Star Sun. This is ends with. Clear? So this is wildcard match. Starts with John. Starts with, I used John, but you need to use star, John and star. And when you select star Sun, you are going to get customer name ends with Sun. Clear? Any questions? Please let me know if you have any questions. So this is what wildcard match. We have exactly match. We don't prefer exactly match because you need to type in, but I'll showcase how exactly match reflects, right? Let me duplicate this. Even you have any questions, let me know in the meanwhile, because I'm not sure whether you understand or not. Like I'll tell you, like I will explain one more time if you have any questions. So exactly match is nothing but when I'll type in here, as you can see, exactly matches. Whatever the naming convention you are going to type in. So let me apply here. I didn't type anything. I'm just searching for a short name here. Okay. Let me search for Alex. Alex. Okay. Click apply. So when you search for Alex, I don't have any data. I'm not getting any data, but you can see when you type in Alex, you're getting in the invited quotes, right? In the double quotes, Alex. Okay. So when let's clear, click apply. So what I mean to say is exactly match is you need to type in the complete name, Alex Avila. So click apply. Now I'm able to fetch that particular customer name here. Okay. You can see you're getting in a double quotes. Okay. So that's the reason we don't prefer exactly match, because you need to type in the complete name. But if it is a wildcard match, right? If it is starts with or ends with, simply you can type in, right? Whether it is, let's say if you want to starts with, if you want to know the customer name starts with some of the, like anything, like let's say we have got, no, starts with God. So do we have starts with AB? This is contains, I know that. When you use AB star, we don't have any record. It contains, yes. If you don't use star, it will comes under contains. Contains AB, it will check. You can see first name, we have AB here. And you do have in Elizabeth, you can see AB. In every naming convention, you have AB. So you can just search like whether it is starts with or contains, right? You can make use of the naming convention here. Clear all? So we do have condition. So we'll go through condition and top tomorrow. And let me know if you have still any questions. So I'll share this workbook now. So just try to practice the filters. So if you have any questions, you can come up with the questions tomorrow. Okay.
Ravish, how do we practice the filters? Do we have access to Tableau now? Or is just the 14-day access?
No, you have a 14 days access, right? Like, and as I said, I'll provide you the license. If it is expired, I will provide you the license mostly. Let me know if the license is expired. I will work on to get the license today.